Hey, what's going on? Melissa Kibler here. And in today's training, I actually want to give you some real talk today because, there comes a time in your business where sometimes we just feel hopeless. Have you ever felt completely just hopeless in your situation? Now, this could possibly be in your personal life. This could be specifically related to your business as well. But what do you do when you feel like you're in your deepest, darkest days, when you feel hopeless, like there is no light at the end of the tunnel? What do you do to keep yourself on track and to keep going again? That's the big question. So in this training today, I'm actually going to share with you one very simple yet very, very powerful question that you can start asking yourself to help pick you back up and get you back on track. Now, before I dive into that, I have a little story to share. And it actually happened over winter break. We were traveling and to see some family over winter break, and my son actually got into a skateboarding accident. He was just kind of paddling along, and his face, he hit a crack, in the sidewalk, and he came down and he hit his head like really hard against the sidewalk. Turned out everything was fine. He healed up pretty quickly, but they said, hey, when you get home, make sure you follow up with your dentist, go and make sure that you get those x-rays taken just to get a baseline to see kind of where he's at. So that way, if you have any trouble in the future, you kind of know where he's at. So okay. So about a month later, I was able to get him in to go see the dentist, and thinking everything was great. And then all of a sudden we get the results back from his x-ray. And yes, come to find out, he had some pretty traumatic trauma inside, his gum line. He had a fracture and things like that. So they sent us off to see a specialist. So we go to see the specialist today. And, it's kind of that defeating moment where it's like, okay, I feel hopeless. You feel like, one thing after the next just keeps hitting you in the face, hitting you in the face, hitting you in the face. So it was interesting. We go to see the specialist today, and she gave us some really great news. And she's like, you know what? I don't think we have to do anything at all today. It looks like, just because of the way the position and the location of the fracture in, within his gum line was high enough where she didn't have to do anything. But the question that she asked, she started going through, her thoughts and things like that about everything that she might do that we might expect, moving forward as far as some treatment and as far as just keeping an eye in that area. So how does this relate to business? I know I totally got off track, but hopefully this story can help you to kind of piece together how you might use this in your own personal life and business as well, because there comes a time when we do feel absolutely hopeless sometimes in our situations. And let me know too, like if you're joining in live, let me know who you are, where you're viewing in from. If you're catching the replay, drop a replay. Welcome. My name is Melissa Kibler, for those of you that aren't familiar with who I am here on the page, and I help entrepreneurs and home business owners to really get on the fast track to success using simple and effective social media strategies. I'm all about helping people, most importantly, build, power teams, their businesses on purpose. That's really what the key to success is in terms of building long-term success. So, oftentimes in those situations when we feel absolutely hopeless, we often feel like it is beyond our control, right? So what do we do when we feel like in those situations, it is out of our control? Because at that moment, we get that pressure, the stress, the overwhelm, all of these emotions start flooding within us, right? So it's like, rather than life starting to control us, we need to start taking back control over our situation, over our life. So how can we do that when we don't feel in control, when we feel completely hopeless in our situation? So here's one important question that you must start asking yourself when you get into that, situation for yourself, your personal life or your business. And that's, what might you do? So in the situation with my son and the dentist today, she's like, what we might do is, why don't you come back in 6 weeks? We're going to take another x-ray, see where he's at. I can't guarantee what exactly is going to happen, in the future as far as treatment and work done on his teeth. But this is what we might do moving forward, because the teeth, they're stable. He has a healthy tooth. So we had some great news today. It was like a miracle, because she's like, I've never seen the fracture, the way it was, in his mouth, the position and all of that. So it was just a miracle, kind of what happened today. But just her questioning, it was just crazy, because she called me back to the room, and we're standing around, his his the chair that he was sitting on, and all of the other dentists surrounding in the other rooms, they stopped, and they were just immediately just stopped, came out in the hallway, and they're like listening to what she had to say about what her thoughts were and her action was moving forward. So this one question, it's so powerful, because what it does, listen to what I just said, what might you do? That word might, that gives you a world of possibilities. So when you are in a situation in your personal life or in your business, because that's going to happen, when you feel defeated and you feel like there is no way out and you don't know where to go, this one word, what it does is it gets you to start thinking, right? You start to become this problem solver, and it offers you a world of possibilities, because might is a word where there's no right and there's no wrong. You start to think, you start to problem solve, what might I do? So, again, it opens up a world of possibilities. So when it comes to your business, listen up, my friend, you have wings. You have what it takes to be successful. You really have what it takes. Everything inside of you have what it takes to be successful. But sometimes I understand when you get, especially in your business journey and trying to grow an online business, especially if it's something that you've never done before, you may need a little extra guidance. And is that okay? You might need some extra guidance when it comes to maybe just needing that extra support. Maybe what you need is just, some powerful skill sets. Maybe it's investing in yourself to be aware of that you need that extra support and those skill sets to invest in yourself to do better for yourself and your business and your family and your finances and everything else, right? So the question is, that one powerful question that I want you to start asking yourself when things get tough is, what is one thing I might do differently? Or what is one thing that I might do differently that I've never ever tried before? And sometimes I know when you're in that situation, right in that moment, it's like, well, I've tried everything, nothing's working, nothing's working, nothing's working. So I want you to sit in that. If you can't come up with an answer right away, sit in that, start thinking about it, because that word might is going to open up a world of possibilities for you and your business. So if this is something that you haven't tried, make sure you start asking yourself that question when you get yourself, into that situation. And I challenge you, for me, it was tapping into some additional support outside of my company. It was investing in myself and learning some new skill sets and those problem solving skills that I try to teach, here on this page in these social media strategies. So if this is something that you haven't tried yet, I encourage you, I challenge you to tap into resources that are outside of you if you need some of that guidance, but most importantly, tap into yourself too and ask yourself that question, what might I do differently? And that might lead you back to thinking, you know what, I really do think I'm in a place where I do need that extra support. I do need to learn some problem solving skills, or I need to learn those skill sets that are very specific and focused to how I want to build my business online, because it takes strategy. This is an online, you think about today's world, this is a modern day social media strategy. And especially if you're in the networking space, it's networking, it's marketing, all of those things. It's gonna take some skill. So just going out there and sharing your product and being excited about it, I'm gonna tell you that is not enough to get you to the top. You need strategy, you need some marketing skill sets, you need that support. So if you're looking for more of that guidance, and if you want to be added into the community that I'm part of and kind of where I started from, just drop the word community and I can definitely help you along the way, or even just open up that conversation to see if that's something that really is going to help you with where you're at in your business. I'd love to, my door's always open. I'd love to kind of see where you're at, to even see if this is something, a direction that could definitely help you in your business, or maybe there's some other solutions and resources that I have in mind to kind of give you as well. So if you're feeling stuck, you're not alone, but remember that one question that I just shared with you today. What is one thing I might do differently that I've never ever tried before? And again, drop the word community if you're ready, that things aren't working and that you're just ready for some guidance and some more support. So definitely drop that in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day. I hope this story has inspired you and can help you in your journey and where you're at. Stay tuned. I go live here and give tips and training live almost every day, Monday through Friday. So definitely tune back in tomorrow for some more awesome tips and training. And I can't wait to chat to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.